I think we are live. I think we are back. So yeah, we weren't able to do the rest of the Switch games because the TVs we were using, the setup we were using, was not doing very well. So we had to kind of readjust things, kind of do things over again. So we had to kind of mess with that and do that. So we're going to try to get that fixed before we try to play next time. Or we've got a couple things we've got worked out where we're going to try to fix all that. So that's what we're going to try to do. So sorry about that. And Jason will be back in a minute. But we are just going to kind of sit here and chill and talk for a little bit and kind of just speculate, just kind of talk about anything you guys want to talk about. We're kind of here for the next probably 30 minutes or so. We're going to stay live for that long and try to just discuss and talk about things. So, so if you guys have anything in the chat you want to talk about, go ahead and throw topics out there.
Moment of truth.
Are we back?
Let's find out.
Are we back?
Oh boy.
Are we back?
Hey!
Are we back? Are we back?
There we are. I can see us. So everyone missed my hilarious sketch.
They did.
Unfortunately. But we can just say that the computer rebooted and now I'm back. I was here the entire time. They just couldn't see me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why we had to reboot.
You're doing your best.
Yeah.
Would that be your superpower? Invisible Man?
Right, like I'm like a vampire.
Exactly.
But I don't appear on live streams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just kind of figured we'll probably stream for about another 30 minutes or so. So I think this would be a good idea if we let the chat kind of throw topics out there, and then we would just discuss anything.
Is that a good idea?
It is, because the first one we got was food. But that's like a very general, like, it's just kind of a general thing.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by food?
Maybe they just want us to talk about our favorite food.
Probably. I mean, I was just eating, like, Lay's barbecue chips. Are you a big
Riveting.
Lay's
barbecue chips? I
fan?
just got a packaged... See, I'm flexing because I got a packaged salad from Aldi that I just ate.
It smelled good.
Which was really good. Yeah, it was
For a
really
salad,
good.
it smelled good, which is kind of a good sign.
Right.
Because there are a few times when you open up like those packaged salads, and you can tell that it's been sitting there for probably about like half a year. It just does not smell good.
Yeah.
Tacos.
You need ranch.
Yes, you do. Ranch gets you through anything.
For salad.
Or
Thousand Island dressing.
So we have cake, tacos, donuts. I think somebody's just hungry. I think we've already pointed that fact out. Somebody's just kind of hungry.
Can't blame him.
The silence of a stream.
Yeah.
Instead of the silence of the lambs, the silence of a stream. That's what we need to do a new movie. The silence of the streams.
We could do a meme stream. I can just dig through my memes and send you ones, and you can put them up on the screen.
Nico said he had a very good granola bar. I had one the other day too. It was like one of those like sea salt ones.
Really?
That was actually not bad.
Really? That's crazy.
This is just riveting stuff.
Oh, man. On second thought, meme stream might not be such a good idea.
Meme stream?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good one. What's your favorite moment from the podcast?
Oh.
There have been a few.
I liked my Sonic tangent and my Venom tangent.
Which one? You've gone on a Venom tangent once or twice.
The Sonic tangent that you re-uploaded separately.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that was a good one.
I've gone on several Venom tangents. Probably like my first one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Getting to react to Endgame and Comic-Con have been the two biggest, like, outside of our podcast.
And they were like
events.
almost basically like back to back.
Yeah.
Sort of within a week.
Well, within like a month.
Right.
Yeah.
It felt like a week though because we talked about Endgame for a long time. So.
It did. Yeah.
My favorite moment from the podcast, man, there's been a lot. Probably this is going to sound super cheesy. Ready? Okay. I'm about to be that person. But we made a lot of new friends since we started this podcast.
That's true.
And we've made a lot of new acquaintances, and we've been able to do a lot of different stuff with them, like Nico and Gump and all them. So meeting them and talking to them has been a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Plus the in-game episode where we went 4 hours was, even though we started to die off a little bit towards the end, it was still a big hit. And the Comic-Con one was really, really cool too.
Yeah. Yeah, the beginning 2 hours of our endgame stream, and then Nico carried it from that point on.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Or at least for me. Definitely for me.
Nico saved like the last hour of that podcast for sure. Isabella said, okay, I'm about to smack the squirrel outside my window right now because it's making these weird noises and stuff. Just shoot it. Just shoot it.
Okay, well, I can't condone that. Look, I got a reputation to uphold, clearly.
We could go political with this, but I don't think we should do that either.
Yeah, let's talk about Donald J. Trump.
Well, I was going to say, how, video games are causing all these things to happen.
We can actually talk about that. Oh, my God. We can actually talk about that.
He said Nico said not all heroes wear capes. Yep, that's very true.
Yeah.
No capes. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, no. So the every time that there is a big tragedy and a big shooting, we always need to, politicize the issue, which in some cases I don't think is bad. Because I think that you need an emotional reaction to something like that, and you need a political reaction to something like that. I don't want to get super political. I don't want to get divisive, whatever.
Right.
I think that basically everyone watching this stream or anyone that would watch it in the future can agree that that blaming things on video games only comes from people who have never played video games.
Yeah.
And just look at somebody watching somebody play Halo and shoot somebody and there's blood and it's like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. I think it's absolutely absurd, and I think that it's kind of, a way to push blame off of actual issues that would be difficult to, to kind of think about, or issues that would be very difficult to change, such as mental health, such as schooling. It's a way to kind of push the blame off of difficult issues and say, oh, well, it's got to be the video games, clearly. Even though there's no evidence that either of these shooters ever picked up a video game in their entire life, which is likely they did. Mm-hmm. But still, there's no evidence to that whatsoever. And now the president is like, all right, well, I'm going to have a crackdown on violent video games. It's like...
Yeah. Especially when you throw Fortnite in the mix.
Right.
Fortnite is not a game that causes me to want to go out and it's Fortnite. It's a stupid animation style video game that has nothing to do with it. And even to a degree and to an extent, Call of Duty was not even super gory or super messed up. You know what I mean? The violence in it was not that messed up.
Yeah.
And so it makes no sense that they are doing that. You know what I mean? It's just pointless.
Yeah.
So
no, for sure. No, it's definitely just
so it was on my shoulder for the last 6 seconds.
Nice. That's a nice angle. No, right. No, it's just a way to kind of cast off blame, as I said, onto a less difficult issue than ones that we actually do need to be grappling with and thinking about. If you don't play a video game, and you look at video games from the outside, you're just going to see the violence of it.
Exactly.
If it is a violent video game, you're not going to see the team working of it. You're not going to see, it's something that requires skill. It's something that's challenging. It's something that's mentally engaging.
Right.
And so we just played Smash Bros. And it's something that brings people together and also tears people apart.
Exactly.
But it's really, really, really disappointing, especially, when the president themselves is so completely out of touch and is just falling for this stupid rhetoric.
Right.
Which isn't entirely shocking, but it is very, very disappointing.
Yeah.
it's an argument that's been perpetuated over several years now, and it seems like each time some awful thing comes up, there are people who are blaming the school system. There are people who blame, the Second Amendment. There are people who blame video games. And I think that, there's no like one unifying, this is the problem answer, or else we would have come to it already.
Exactly. The one thing I will say, though, that is the problem, quote, and we're not going to stay on this long because I don't like talking political stuff.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say that is the, quote, problem with everything is that there are just some messed up people in this world that are going to do messed up things.
There are.
And so you can't really blame one thing or another technically for the mess ups and the screw ups and how like messed up people actually are.
Now that's of course not to say that there aren't things that we
there are measurements that you can
change.
take for protection.
Yes.
But the ultimate thing is people are crazy and people are stupid.
Right.
And they're going to do stupid stuff. And I'm not condoning it at all. I think if they do something like what happened this past weekend, I think there should be heavy punishment and heavy, like they should be tried. They should have everything thrown at them because they are screwed up people. And just because they're messed up doesn't mean they should get quote a pass on it or anything like that either. So I think there is the issues that we can look at and talk about. But blaming it on video games and blaming it on the Second Amendment and blaming it on certain people is so dumb. And it's categorizing something that shouldn't really have that one specific category on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So.
No, and it's like... I lost it. Go ahead.
I was going to read some of the comments, but
yeah.
My favorite one, because it's very true, is from Isabella Sports, is the teenage version of politics. That is a great one, because it's so true.
For sure. Now movies are turning into politics, too, and that's the worst thing ever.
In the world.
Entertainment should not be politics.
I had someone tell me that they were not happy with Endgame because of the one scene with all the girls, with all the women.
Epic.
And I was like, that's... I thought it was cool. It was a good moment.
You watch a 3-hour movie, and your takeaway from this movie, your big negative takeaway that ruins the entire movie for you is 15 seconds of it.
Yep.
Unreal. I can't think of a single movie to where if you could put in 15. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Return of the Jedi, the reworked edition, where it's got the stupid song in it. And it's got Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker and all this stuff that I hate. I don't care what it is. The special edition original trilogy of Star Wars doesn't ruin the movies for me. And that's far more than a 15-second scene.
Exactly.
But I guess I'm in the minority on that.
I hope not.
These candid podcasts are going to, raise my blood pressure or something because we just start talking about random stuff and then I get so mad about it.
You want to talk about? Do you just want to start a political podcast and see how long your blood pressure can take it?
Yeah, let's start talking about Venom 2, directed by Andy Serkis.
Oh, we'll get there. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll get there. I am sure we will get there. Over the moon. Nico said it's so dangerous when someone that voices It's so dangerous when someone that's voice carries to so many ears says something so wrong. Even if one person flips their view because of it, it's problematic. It really is. And it's not necessarily because it was on a certain news channel that this was said. There's a lot of stuff said on every news channel that people shouldn't take to heart. And people shouldn't.
No, you have to watch the news with.
You have to find out the facts for yourself, and you have to come up with your own personal thing for yourself. You cannot just let a certain news or a certain political side or a certain person tell you what to believe in. It's all about your morals and what you think of your morals and what you truly believe in. Things like that. That determines what you really think of it.
You can respect somebody and listen to somebody or listen to an entire channel without agreeing with everything that they say.
Exactly.
And that's so important when it comes to politics.
I'm going to blow everybody's mind. You can actually have a conversation with somebody that doesn't believe everything you believe in and just have a normal conversation, and you'll still be able to learn and figure out a whole lot of stuff from it.
And there's basically the entire problem is that all of basically this Gamergate discussion,
Right.
which is that video games cause violence, takes place over the internet,
Yep.
where nobody on the internet is holding actual conversations.
Right.
It's just people looking at different things with their different viewpoints completely out of context and saying this is what it is.
Exactly.
And this cannot be refuted.
Exactly.
Now, I can't sit here and say that video games have zero effect on anybody ever,
Right.
and that's never, ever going to happen. Clearly not. That's clearly not true. You know, there are very few things in politics. There's another issue. Almost nothing in politics, basically nothing that I can think of, should be viewed in black and white terms. Everything has a little bit of gray area. There's nothing to where it's like, it's absolutely this or it's absolutely this. We need to go absolutely with Donald Trump full steam ahead or Hillary Clinton full steam ahead. You know,
Right.
I need to be 100% Republican and never disagree with anything they say, 100% Democrat.
Right.
None of that ever true. No political issue will ever be like that.
Exactly.
There's always gray area. And so I think it's kind of foolish to look at it in that way. But the overwhelming vast majority of people who play video games, you know,
Are fine.
are absolutely fine.
They're fine.
And it's because that issue comes down to a mental disconnect.
Exactly.
It doesn't come down to the catalyst,
Exactly.
which are the video games.
Exactly. So.
But then again, that mental disconnect and that mental health issue is a lot more difficult to blame than the video game.
It is.
You know, than Counter-Strike.
It really is. You want to change topics?
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
so-
I came back to that.
No, you're good. We have another question here. If you guys could collab with any big podcast, who would you pick? The first one that came into my mind was
New
Only
World
Stupid
Nerds.
Answers. Well, New World Nerds, that one too. We've done that one before.
We have, yeah.
But Only Stupid Answers, I think, is for me personally, that would be mine.
I'm really not good with podcasts, actually. I don't listen to hardly any podcasts.
Really?
I do like Cody Co and Noel Miller,
Mm-hmm.
Tiny Meat Gang.
Yeah.
That one is so funny. Just because I love both of them
Right.
and I love the content that they make.
Right.
So that's a podcast that I actually listen to somewhat. So I guess I'd say that, even though our styles would be
Completely different.
completely, absolutely different,
Exactly.
it would probably turn out really funny.
Exactly. It'd make it funnier, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, mine would definitely be Only Stupid Answers because they are... I think we've talked about this. I'm sure we have. But did you ever watch, back in the day, SourceFed? No?
No.
Okay. Well, there are two guys that are from the SourceFed channel that eventually got... they finally closed it down or whatever. And they're just two guys that do a lot of they do a lot of the nerd stuff, but they do more movie side instead of just nerd side.
Yeah.
So it's really, really cool, really interesting to listen to them. Because they do they kind of aren't over the top about the MCU. They love the MCU, but they look at it more at a film aspect of it instead of necessarily the MCU diehard aspect of it.
Yeah.
But they are MCU diehard fans as well, so it's a really cool dynamic and banter and dynamic banter. That's another podcast but it's a really cool another dynamic that they take and bring to it. So I would love to be on that one day. I mean, if there's no more topics in the chat, I'm gonna have to throw the one that you brought up earlier at you
Okay.
and raise your blood pressure a little bit.
Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Venom 2 is a movie that's going to come
Okay,
out.
time out.
Probably.
I think it definitely will. Here's the thing.
I'm holding out hope.
Here's the thing. Are you a fan of Tom Hardy in some stuff?
Yes.
Are you a fan of Andy Serkis?
Yes.
Are you a fan of Woody Harrelson?
Yes.
It's a trio that should work.
No. It's like movie 43. Got plenty of great people in it. Irredeemable piece of garbage. I was talking about this earlier with you. I hate BVS and Venom on an equal level.
BVS or Venom is not that bad.
It might not even be that bad. I haven't even seen Venom,
so
because
I don't think you
cannot
can
bring myself to watch it.
If you watched it, you would realize it's not as bad as BVS.
I don't know.
It's not even as
Maybe.
bad as Dark Phoenix. It's not even that level bad.
I don't know. I mean, it's really just a personal thing, and how much the existence of that movie irritates me
Yeah.
so much. And knowing also that it's not a good movie, which, like, shocker. Like, Sony made a bad live-action Spider-Man movie? What
Not
the
the
heck?
first time, is it?
No. Yeah. I hate Venom. I'm kind of lukewarm on the character in the first place, which is weird
Right.
for a Marvel character because, like, 99% of them, I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to see that. But with Venom, I'm just like, whatever. Like,
Yep.
I don't really care. But just the fact that I know that the movie's terrible. B, all of the behind the scenes things that went into making it, and C, the impact that the success of that movie is going to have on the future.
Right.
It is going to have an impact on the future, and it will be negative.
Yeah.
So that part of it I hate.
But here's the thing: we both said this. As long as he stays in his own universe,
Right.
it's all good. Who cares?
Right.
Who really cares?
Yeah, I don't care about that as much because that can be its own dumpster fire Sony thing. But I don't think that's good. I think it is going to negatively impact what's happening because I guess I'm just going to be a pessimist. I don't have to watch the movie to know exactly how I feel about Venom. If/when I get around to watching Venom, it's going to be exactly what I think it's going to be.
Oh, yeah, it
and I
definitely
know
will
that
be.
it will.
See,
So all of my opinions are already...
I went into it thinking that it was going to be the worst thing in the world. Like I went into it thinking it was going to be like super, super bad.
Right.
And it wasn't super, super bad. It was just bad.
Yeah.
So like it was a step up in my opinion. So that was fine.
Right.
It's just everything was kind of going decent or okay until about the third act, and then you couldn't tell what was going on at all.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Who cares? It's if they make a second one, then
I will say that I care less about a character that I don't care about being in a mediocre movie than a character that I care immensely about.
exactly.
And that's, the BVS issue and every DC movie issue.
Except Shazam
Except Aquaman.
and Aquaman
I don't really care about Aquaman.
or
but-
Shazam.
Which coincidentally are the two best ones.
Exactly. So
Next
well, we
question.
have.
Not going to talk about something that makes me angry. Yeah, go ahead.
So here's Nico said, I think Venom and Dark Phoenix are about the same. I don't know. I think Dark Phoenix was so much worse.
I haven't seen either, so I can't
so
comment.
much worse.
But I'm sure that... See, Venom annoys me as a movie that exists. Dark Phoenix annoys me as a butchering of characters that I love.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I
I think
don't know.
Dark Phoenix would make you madder because these characters should be so much better than what they actually are
yeah.
on screen. We have a question here from, I'm probably going to butcher your name, but that's fine. JC? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay, JC. Who is your favorite Marvel character?
What a great question.
So we'll do two. We'll do from the comics itself, and then we'll do it from the MCU.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you go first.
Oh, good.
Do the MCU one first. I feel like the MCU one might be a little easier.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Is it?
It's your boy Hawkeye.
Hawkeye is probably top 10. My favorite Marvel character in the MCU. I will shout out Ant-Man because Ant-Man is top 5 for me. Absolutely love his character. I'll say again, I haven't said this on the podcast, that I am of the opinion that Endgame is the best Ant-Man movie.
Yeah.
Even though I really do like the first one, I think the first one is kind of underrated, and I think that people just kind of dump on it a whole lot, and they're just like, yeah, it's a mediocre one.
Yep.
It is very good, and I
Okay.
really like it. Or
Yeah.
at least I really like it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say it's objectively great. I really love Ant-Man. Endgame is such a fantastic Ant-Man movie. If I had to rank each Avenger based on their presence and how memorable their role in that movie was, he would probably be right behind Tony and Cap. He would be number 3 because he was just so awesome in that movie, and they did him so well, and I'm so happy. And he was great in Civil War. Ant-Man and the Wasp was garbage, and I'm kind of lukewarm as to whether I even want an Ant-Man 3, unfortunately, because if it's going to be directed by Peyton Reed, then I don't even know if I want it.
I know.
Even though I adore that character. But my favorite MCU character probably would be Tony Stark. Which is a really easy, kind of basic answer.
Right.
But his journey...
His arc is just so fantastic.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go...
See, that was going to be mine. Mine was going to be Tony. But since you went Tony, I guess like 1A for me would be Tony. I'll do that.
Rocket Raccoon is top 5 for me.
Yeah, Rocket's definitely top 5 for me.
Both Daredevil and Jessica Jones are MCU, but they're not movies. So those are both up
Okay,
there for
we'll
me
just
as
do
well.
this then. No particular order. but your 5 favorite MCU characters.
Let me pull up one note here real quick.
Okay, I'll go ahead and try to give.
The Vulture and Mysterio are both among my very favorites as well.
Yeah.
2 Spider-Man villains. Let's see. Spider-Man, clearly, obviously.
Mhm.
Spider-Man. Can't go without that.
Okay, obviously Tony because you said him.
Yeah.
Rocket.
Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So, are we doing a top 5 actually?
We'll just do a top 5. Yeah.
Okay. Tony Stark, Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
Ant-Man,
Mm-hmm.
Captain America.
Mm-hmm. Number 5.
Oh man, I'm juggling like 4 characters in my head. Loki.
Okay.
Yeah. I wanted to be cool and do a Netflix character,
Yeah.
but Loki
But Loki. I think mine would be
or Jessica Jones. It's so close.
Tony, Thanos, Spider-Man,
Hmm.
Cap.
Yeah. I don't know how. Like, it would be tough for me to make a top 5 without Tony, Cap, and Spider-Man
Yeah, I
being on
know.
that list.
I know. And then I want to say Rocket. Do I want to say Rocket? Loki. There's just so many.
Yeah,
I think
it's so tough.
I'll go Daredevil because I love that show so much. I think
Yeah.
Daredevil. I think that'll be in my top 5 for sure.
Nice.
Um.
And in terms of comics,
Oh yeah. Good Lord.
Spider-Man.
See, Spider-Man wasn't because like I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna say everybody, but your first comic you ever read was a Spider-Man comic, probably. Like your
Yeah.
first Marvel.
Yeah, and the first comic book show I watched, the first 2 that I watched, was
Yeah.
60s Spider-Man and
Yeah.
Challenge of the Super Friends.
See, I'm having a stroke. For some reason, the first comic I ever read was an Iron Man comic, and I absolutely love the character.
Mm-hmm.
So like I think Iron Man is my favorite Marvel I know he's not the best, but I really enjoy, especially some of his newer stuff that he's been in have been absolutely fantastic. I've been reading the 2018 Avengers comic has been fantastic, and he's absolutely amazing in it.
If I had to give a comics top 5, I'd go Spider-Man. I thought about this for a second, so it won't take me as long. Spider-Man, Moon Knight, not in order. Spider-Man, Moon Knight, Black Panther. Who was I? Ant-Man, both versions, and I never thought of a 5th one. I lied. Yeah, that's tough. I might just have to go Captain America.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Yeah.
So.
Another question in here. Do you like scary movies? I am a big scary movie fan.
No.
No?
I've seen like 2 scary
What
movies
were they?
ever. The Babadook, which was a very good movie.
Okay.
It was a very good
Yeah.
movie. Have you heard of it?
I've seen it, yeah.
Okay, I saw it at Nathan's house overnight.
Yeah.
And it like scarred me.
Oh,
but
I
it
bet.
was also
I bet.
Night of the Living Dead is
That's
so
a
good.
great one.
Yes.
That is actually a really good one.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. So
I've seen it. I've seen most of the
it would be one I'd probably like.
Paranormal Activities the first one's good, then they just go downhill really, really quick. Insidious, the first one's good, the other ones suck. What's the Exorcist scared the living crap out of me. And then there was a newer one, I forget the name of it. I literally started watching it at midnight and then had to turn it off and had to finish it the next day because it scared me so bad.
Nice.
Let me look it up real quick.
Here's something I don't understand is hype for horror movies. People get hype on the internet for horror movies the same way they do for comic book movies.
They really
which I'm
do.
not trying to say that comic book movies are clearly better. I'm just
Meg
saying
was not a scary movie.
I'm just saying I don't understand. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me! I don't understand like the hype culture around horror movies,
Right.
because I'm not part of it. So I mean, maybe I would understand at some point in the future. It's just not something that I understand right now. hype culture around horror movies as opposed to, some like comic book movies,
Right.
which clearly they don't make as much money. So
No, yeah.
it's not as big, but I do see like horror movie hype culture like all over the place. And I'm like, I don't get it. I wish I did.
What is the name of this stupid movie? Oh crap.
The Conjuring.
No, I've seen The Conjuring. It was not.
Annabelle.
It was dumb. No. What was the name of that movie? It's about this little girl and like her grandmother was like a demon or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep talking. I'll find it.
Yeah, I'm about as far from a horror movie aficionado as you could possibly.
Have you seen the old version of like the original It movie?
No.
It's not even scary. It's so funny because of how bad it looks. Like it is so funny. Did you ever see The Birds?
No.
Oh man, that scared the crap out of me as a kid.
Have you ever seen Birdemic?
No.
Birdemic Shock and Terror?
Is it good?
It's one of the worst movies ever made, literally. One of the worst movies ever made. And it's amazing also. It's an experience. You should definitely look into it.
Birdemic.
Yeah.
I have to look at
It's
it.
where the world is invaded by birds who want to kill people.
Basically, that's like The Birds. That's like, kind of like what The Birds was.
Yeah.
Sharknado was a horror movie, I guess.
Yeah.
Was it good? Wouldn't say it was good, but
Yeah.
it was something. What is the name?
Man,
of
you're
this
really
stupid
looking
movie?
for it.
I am, because it's gonna bug me.
There's a lot of Marvel videos on there.
Yeah, this is like my go-to channel.
Interesting. Yeah, I find the premise behind it kind of interesting, and I kind of see the hype around that movie.
Yeah,
I kind of get it because it's a legacy series, and I think that the actors that they've chosen, kind of like the premise of it, kind of warrants the hype. But
Right.
for basically everything else, I don't get it at all. Like the Chucky reboot.
yeah.
Like why were I genuinely don't understand.
Get Out
Why
is a
people get hyped
fantastic
for it.
movie.
I do need.
And
I have
Us.
to see Get Out.
Us is really good as well.
Yeah, I do have to see both of those.
That's gonna bug me. What is the name of that stupid movie? I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna find this thing.
Okay. So we have another topic here.
Go
while
ahead.
you're waiting for that.
Go ahead.
JC asks, "What's your input on The Office?"
The greatest show of all time.
It is the greatest show of all time.
Because
and
Nico
it's my
also
favorite
asked what
show
our
of all
favorite
time.
show of all time was too.
Yeah.
And so it's The Office.
Yeah, it is The Office. Yeah. What's my input on it though? I'm trying to think of how to answer that.
It got really good. Seasons 1 through 5 are
6.
6. What happened to
Yes.
6? 6
Because
is
6 ends with Jim and Pam's wedding, if I'm remembering right.
Yes.
Season 7 starts going downhill. Season 8 is probably the least good season. Season 9 rebounds a little bit, and the finale is incredible.
The finale is fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's absolutely delightful. I think it's really formative to so many people's sense of humor, to the entire like millennial generation sense of humor, to the entire Generation X sense of humor. It definitely warrants its spot as one of the most popular shows of all time. And I can see why it's like the most watched show on Netflix for sure. And when it leaves there, then Netflix is definitely going to take a big hit. But yeah, so many iconic moments. It's a show that me and my wife can just turn on whenever, any episode,
Yes.
and we'll enjoy it. And there are so many just like little things in there that are just like delightful. So it's hard to like comment on the show as like a whole, to say what is your opinion on The Office, but
That's not it.
yikes.
Go ahead. I'm trying to figure out.
You just typed in scary movie where the grandmother is a demon.
Yeah, because it's like the premise sort of it.
Chat, help us out.
what
What's
is the
that scary
name of this
movie where the grandmother is a demon?
Where she's like, they're trying to bring a demon into the world, and like they have to do like these sacrifices, and they have this like little girl that looks creepy as all get out. She like snaps birds' necks, like things like that. Like it's.
Nice.
I'm about to give up. I'm gonna try one more time.
Dwight is a mood. Yeah, I agree
Dwight
with
is
that.
a mood.
Stanley is a mood.
I going back and watching it, I forgot how much I absolutely love Stanley as a character. He's so great. He's just
awesome.
so funny.
Yeah. We talk about The Office a decent bit because it's our favorite show. question from Kami.
Mhm.
What kind of music do you all listen to? You know what? Andy just talked about that last week, I think.
did. Billie Eilish is fantastic.
Mhm.
Chance the Rapper's new album, a lot of people don't like it. I'm a big fan of it. I know.
We might have to talk about that.
People can hate on it all they
Oh,
want. I
boy.
love Chance. Also, his it was a mixtape, but now it's on Spotify. Acid Rain.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. That was like the first like mixtape I actually like illegally downloaded and things like that. So it's got a special place in my heart. So I'm a big like rap, but also like I don't even know really what Billie Eilish's like style of music is. It's like its own kind of thing.
Pop.
It's like a techno pop, like
Yeah, it's kind of like a dark
yeah.
kind of hypnotic pop.
I like Khaled. I like, but I also like AC/DC and like, Queen. Queen might be my favorite band of all time. The Beatles, like 70s music I love. So like I have like a wide range of music that I listen to. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So my favorite band of all time is Led Zeppelin. My favorite artist is probably Kendrick Lamar.
Mhm.
Bob Dylan, Grateful Dead, Radiohead, Flying Lotus in terms of like electronic music,
yeah,
which I just got a Flying Lotus album on vinyl, which has been a whole lot of fun.
yeah,
I've really been enjoying that. Jimi Hendrix is a really basic answer for favorite guitar player, but he's still like absolutely unreal.
I love Jimi
guitar
Hendrix.
player.
I also love crap. What is his name?
Eric Clapton?
Yeah, Eric Clapton and Slash.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm gonna find this stupid movie. Just keep on.
Yeah, you know when people ask you something and you just like completely forget everything you've ever thought about ever?
Yep, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, so I tend to kind of gravitate towards 60s and 70s rock music. But I love a lot of different kinds of stuff. Let's see how many songs my main Spotify playlist is at right now. Just to flex on everyone. Let's see. 2,257 songs on my main
Holy
Spotify
cow.
playlist. So, yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff on there. There's a lot of weird stuff. There's a lot of really weird stuff on there that I really like. Death Grips is a lot of fun, and they're a huge meme too. So that's pretty great. They're one of the better artists of this decade,
Yeah.
I'd say. Just because there's such a great like cult group.
Right.
I love Anthony Fantano, internet's busiest music nerd.
Yeah.
The Needle Drop, and I've loved him for like quite a few years. I followed him for like 3 or 4 years on YouTube and on Twitter. But he is just like my favorite internet personality ever. He's just like the absolute best. Me and Victoria went to see his live show like a year ago. He came to Nashville and he just did like some comedy sketches, a lot of live comedy stuff, and he's just like the most like delightful person.
Nico just put it in the chat for me. Thank you so much. Hereditary.
Nice.
It's scared the crap
did it.
out of me. It's such a scary movie. I'm sorry, I got way off topic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Welcome back.
That's been bugging me so bad.
Do you like having this channel? Yes.
No, I love it.
All right. I really like it.
See, I'm not the only one that liked the new Chance the Rapper.
He said he's been listening to it. He didn't say he liked
Yeah,
it.
we talked about it though. He enjoys it.
I love Coloring Book.
Yes,
And I
Coloring
love
Book is
acid rap.
fantastic.
Coloring Book is extremely good. That's one of the better rap
And then
albums from that year.
Post Malone. I like Post,
Yeah.
but you can't
I'll
go.
listen to him.
You can't go wrong with Old Town Road, and like it's like 80 like 80 remakes or remixes now. It's got so many different like.
It does,
It's ridiculous.
It's awesome.
This is one that I'm sure I know your answer. Minecraft or Fortnite?
Wow, what a tough
It's
one.
so tough for
boy.
you. I'm sure.
No, I adore Minecraft. It's one of the best games ever made, easily. And that's another game, or that's another thing that I can just turn on, just do something.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is, and I'm just going to have fun. Me and Victoria are just like, you want to play Minecraft? Yes. So we just end up playing Minecraft together, and it's a lot of fun, and we've built a lot of things in Minecraft. It's so great, and there are so many updates, and like there's a lot of new stuff that I'm kind of confused by, but then I'll like use something like a glow rod, and I'm like, holy crap, that's so much fun to use. You know, there are so many like cool things that they've put in the game now, and like different textures and stuff, and it looks so nice.
Right.
At this point, it's just wonderful, and the music is sublime. One of the best video game soundtracks of all time.
See, I was not wrong.
I also like The Big Day. I guess. Oh, okay.
See,
that's fine. I'll be the.
You'll be in the minority. For
minority.
This one.
Yeah, that's okay.
I like Minecraft. I'm not a huge Fortnite fan. The Fortnite
I've never played.
When they put Prop Hunt on Fortnite, that was fun. Prop Hunt's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. But other than that, Gmod's Prop Hunt's better. But
yeah, I've never played Fortnite.
Yeah, you're not missing out on much.
But I'm sure I wouldn't like it.
You're not missing out on much.
I'll go back to, do you like having this channel? This channel, even though right now it's a small thing, we have
like 30-something subscribers.
36 or something. It's a small thing right now. This has been one of the most like wonderful outlets for me for the past year.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Being able to come here and talk with you about whatever we're talking about, and go live and record stuff, and you know, like we've played stuff twice now.
Yep.
It's been just like the most like amazing outlet for me to talk about stuff that most people in my life are really sick of me talking about at this point. So I love having this channel. It's great, and I see myself sticking with it for a long time, or at least sticking with, you know, creating internet content no matter what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I'm working on a few different things which may or may not see the light of day ever.
Right.
But actually, that's funny, because that reminds me that I just found out that my YouTube channel that I had like during high school, like 4 or 5 years ago, I never privatized any of those videos, which was the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life.
Right.
And I went back and watched them and just cringed my way through it. It was so bad. They're so bad. They're terrible.
See, I only have one personal video on my. I only have one video on my personal account that I uploaded, and it's just because it was a baseball recruit like video that I put together of like me just practicing and stuff like that, and then threw it on there. It has like 800 something views on it, so like I'm fine with that. But it was just
a couple of my videos had like 300 to 500 views. Yeah,
but they've been out for like 6 years.
From like my mom or something. I don't know. I did like top 10 lists back in the day. I tried to do like CinemaSins style movie reviews, which is just so awful, because I hate CinemaSins now. So that's been a big personality change, I guess.
Have you seen?
And I hate that style of reviewing too at this point.
It's crap. It was because there's CinemaSins and then there's Cinema Win.
Different channel, different guy. Yeah. I kind of enjoy that channel. It's something that I'll turn on in the background.
Because he's just so positive about everything.
Yes.
Even like the really crappy movies, he's like, he'll be talking, I'm like, you know, it wasn't that bad. Like these movies I've seen.
I'm so sick of being negative about stuff. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Something in me.
Until I watched the BVS one, and he was like, the Martha one made sense. I was like, it really didn't, though.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of did.
I probably couldn't watch one about BVS just because I have just because of my personal history with that movie.
I hate that movie.
But I do appreciate the fact that video is out there.
Yes.
I really hope that as the internet, we can start being more positive about things. Please.
Yeah.
Because I get overwhelmed by all the, you know, I've talked about this way too many times on the podcast, all the toxicity and all the negativity on the internet.
There. It's everywhere.
You know, that you'd never have in a face-to-face conversation. I talk to my friends about so many different things, and we always have fun, and we always laugh at stuff, and I get to talk to you about the things that I enjoy, and it's great.
Right.
But then you go on the internet, and it's like, you know, everybody hates the things that you enjoy, and I'm the only one with correct opinions. I made that tweet a little while ago, and then I updated my bio to Keeper of Good Opinions.
Keeper of Good Opinions
on Twitter. So.
Would you rather have a horse in Minecraft or a dog in Minecraft?
Oh,
dog. I always go dog with everything.
I have a horse So I got to go horse. I don't have a dog yet. I have a horse named Balder.
This one's really easy. Burger King or Chick-fil-A? Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
By leaps and bounds.
Chick-fil-A is the only S tier fast food restaurant, and Burger King is like a C minus.
Oh, that's rude.
I never go to Burger
That's
King.
rude.
Yeah.
There's one like right up here that I go to often. I love Cinema Wins. Hate Cinema Sins.
Yes.
Because Cinema Sins just pulls out the dumbest stuff.
He does, and he's just kind of a really annoying guy.
He is.
And also, I've watched videos about Cinema Sins, kind of like commentary videos about him.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand really the nature of criticism.
Shocker.
And what he talks about it, he's like, oh, well, I'm just playing a character of this guy who loves to hate on movies. When you have 7 and 8-year-olds watching your videos, like cracking up at all these different jokes and things,
Yep.
they're not going to take... There's not any, like, line between just dumb jokes that you make about stuff and, like, legitimate criticisms that you have. So you can't just put out there, in a private message conversation, oh, I'm just playing a character. That's not a defense. You are still... It's something that Nico said earlier when we were talking about politics, and now it's politics again. It's like when you have a voice, you are held to a higher standard.
Exactly.
And you have to understand the nature of criticism, the nature of the statements that you make or the jokes that you make or whatever.
Exactly.
And he has no idea, about how he frames his criticism.
Yeah.
Because he does try to make legitimate criticisms, and he wants to be a legitimate criticism channel. But then when people are like, your criticisms are stupid, and he's like, oh, well, I'm just playing a character of this big idiot jerk who likes to just make fun of everything.
Yeah.
No. You can't just like completely trivialize
Exactly.
every criticism you've tried to make, because there are so many. Most of the YouTube audience out there is impressionable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that like, oh, I'm just galaxy brain, I understand everything. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that there are so many children on YouTube, there are so many impressionable people on YouTube.
Exactly.
And you have to understand what you're saying.
You have to use your platform
And
for
where-
good and not for creating
Right.
more negativity and toxicity.
And you can even be
toxicity.
you can even be a channel just like Cinema Sins, but you have to be more intentional about it.
See, I like channels that do, like, they talk about, like, they can talk about negative things, and they can be negative about certain things, but they can also like bring positive stuff in
Yes.
as well. Like, because
Yes.
not everything was Venom a terrible movie? Yes, but was there some good parts of Venom? There actually was.
Right.
The relationship
nothing is
between
black or white.
but the relationship between Venom and Eddie is one of my favorite things in the movie. And then when Venom craves like live animals to eat, Tom Hardy's character Eddie Brock literally jumps into a aquarium to eat live lobsters. Like it's a hilarious scene to actually see out. So it's
I'm trying to think of something from like BVS that I like. That would be. I like Ben Affleck's performance for the most part. I like the way the movie starts.
I love
as well.
when Wonder Woman gets introduced. Her theme. I actually really enjoy Wonder Woman's theme. Yeah, I enjoy that.
The music is good.
The
in
music is
BVS.
good. And the first shot, not the first shot, but when Bruce Wayne is running through as like all the buildings are being destroyed and things like that,
awesome.
that's awesome because it makes you feel what they feel on that level, and then it kind of sets everything up for you. So like that was great.
Jeremy Irons is a solid Alfred casting. I think the Batcave looked very cool.
He's no
Some
good
of the
as-
different aesthetics.
He's not as good as Michael Caine,
Aesthetics.
but
Yeah,
Michael Caine.
yeah.
Michael
he's not.
Caine.
Yes.
So, another one, dog or cat?
Dog or cat?
Mm-hmm.
Dog.
Yep, I hate cats.
Yeah.
I hate cats. So, what you want to
I
do?
like
One more
cats.
question.
One more question.
One more question, because we've actually been going for like an hour now.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's how it should have started, not with a dream. Oh wait, it did start with the dream sequence. That's right.
I thought it started with.
Yeah, that's true. It started with the Batman, his Bruce Wayne's parents getting killed.
I thought it. Well, actually, it started with
it was-
Superman's fake lip.
Maggie and Negan. No, that's Justice League.
Was it?
Yes,
They run together. So
they do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does start with that. Never mind.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't
because
seen the
he's
movie forever.
dead, and it's supposed to be like, oh, Superman is dead. It's so sad. He's never coming back.
So dumb.
I feel like my voice when I do that doesn't sound nearly as funny as I want it to be.
It's still pretty funny.
But that's okay.
It
That's
works
probably why it's funny, is because I'm trying to make a stupid voice.
Exactly.
And it doesn't actually work, but it just sounds funny instead.
Do you know what that means?
Five Nights at Freddy's 1 or 2.
Oh.
And I haven't played either of them, unfortunately, so I can't comment.
That's not an O. That's an A.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
I thought you said F. I've never played either, so.
Five Nights of Freddy.
Five Nights at Freddy.
Nice.
No, I've never played that one, so we'll do one more question.
Yeah. One more question.
One more.
I'll go on another
Venom
Nothing is black or white tangent. Everything has a gray area. If people need to take away one thing from this podcast, then it's that every argument has gray area. So that's my great internet wisdom that I'll impart. Oh boy. On our 100% serious political channel called Dorks Next Door.
Yes.
Where we do, highly technical, critical dissection of...
our current political status?
Yes.
Yep.
Precisely. Let's update our bio. Yeah.
Forget the MCU. Let's just talk about DC.
Right. All we need
Washington.
is 2 more young adults talking about politics on YouTube. That's all that we need.
That's a terrible question. It's not terrible, but it's a terrible circumstance.
That would be a pretty terrible circumstance,
Would you
yes.
rather jump into a pit of poisonous snakes or poisonous spiders?
We got 2 more questions
we'll
to finish out.
that.
All right.
I would much rather do the snakes because I'm pretty sure I would die quicker. Like, it just wouldn't bother me. The fact that they're crawling on me, the spiders crawling on me, would make me feel even more uncomfortable. I think, than
snakes.
the snakes biting me. You know what I mean? Pop culture moments that made you cry the most. Ooh. You want to know the one when I was a kid? When I was a kid, the one that made me cry the most was when Steve from Blue's Clues went to college and he left the show.
Oh, really?
I cried. I was invested in that show, man. He made me cry.
You know what? I've cried more since I got married in the past year or so than I ever have in my entire life combined. Because I'm just a complete emotional brick wall.
Right.
And then you start living with a very emotional person.
And it just
really
rubs off.
It totally has.
Yeah.
Totally.
So what movies have you cried at?
You know that Robin Hood movie where he's a fox and it's like the Disney animated
The Fox
movie?
and the Hound? No,
Robin Hood.
Yeah.
When the chicken plays football, I was like crying of laughter when I was like 12 or 13. I don't know why I remember that. But yeah, that made me cry of laughter.
Okay.
The first Force Awakens trailer got me really good.
Okay.
With that Millennium Falcon shot at the end.
Yeah.
Yay.
I feel that,
That's what's up. Let's see. Other instances where I have cried at pop culture. Endgame is a way too easy way to say that.
Yep.
There were a couple moments in Endgame
Logan almost got me.
That got me good, and I'm glad it was a dark theater.
Yes.
And I wasn't sitting next to you; I was sitting next to Victoria, so I felt a little more comfortable. When we were in what movie? What movie almost got me that we watched together?
Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story almost got me real good, and I was sitting next to Andy, and I'm like, I cannot cry at this. I have to hold it in. I need to be cool. I need to be a man.
Sorry, I started to tear up with that too.
Yeah. But Victoria was crying with me, so I'm like, okay.
We're good.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that trailer was god tier. It was just the best thing ever. And the movie was just as great as the trailer. And I was like, yes. Thank you. Pop culture moment.
See, I cried at, obviously, Endgame. I cried at Act of Valor, which is like a war movie. But basically at the end, I'm going to ruin it for you because it's been out for like 6, 7, 8 years now, so whatever. but like one of the main soldiers that's like in the movie already has one kid and has another kid on the way and has to fall on a grenade to save everyone else's life. And so like he dies at the very end, and then like he's written a letter to his unborn kid and things like that. So like at the end of the movie, during the funeral, like he's reading the letter like out loud, and it's heartbreaking. And American Sniper made me cry.
Oh, really?
Because that movie, good Lord.
Stranger Things season 3 almost got me.
Yeah, I got close to that one too.
Yeah.
I got close to that one too.
Because I was by myself there. And I can actually bring myself to cry when I'm by myself. I'm really just not like, even after living with Victoria, I'm not a crying person.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then, did you ever watch Bridge to Terabithia?
Oh, man. Yeah.
When the little girl died?
Yeah, that
got me.
That's like a big homeschooler
That got
movie.
me. Yeah.
There are a lot of big homeschooler movies that like every homeschooler has seen.
Like?
And our school is just like a homeschool school,
yes.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Homeschool culture.
Yeah.
Like Holes.
That's a great movie, though. That is a fantastic movie.
Every episode of VeggieTales, obviously.
Yeah.
Passion of the Christ was like the rite of passage for
yes.
so many homeschoolers.
Yes.
More homeschool movies.
Did you ever watch Indian in the Cupboard?
No.
Okay. That's a terrible movie. Don't watch it.
A lot of movies are big homeschool movies.
Oh, what was the
Oh, sorry. I meant to say a lot of Disney movies, but I cut out the Disney part.
What's the
So it just said a lot of movies.
The
Nice.
animated movie about the lost island of you know what I'm talking about? I think it's a Disney movie.
No.
Here we go again.
Oh no. Movie about Lost Island.
Disney movie. Disney animated movie about
Nico wants you to fix that to Native American in the cupboard.
Not Moana.
Moana. Nice.
Definitely not Moana. It may not have been Disney,
Hmm.
but we watched it all the time at Lighthouse and after school carry. The Road to El Dorado. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Prince of Egypt, clearly.
Oh, there it is.
Is one of the most iconic homeschooler
Atlantis.
movies.
The Lost
Oh,
Empire.
you know what? I was picturing that in my head.
Yeah.
But I thought of Treasure Planet instead, and I was like, no, it's not an
No,
island.
Atlantis.
That's a planet. But Atlantis.
Yeah, we watched
was
that all
it.
the time. So,
Yeah, a lot of those movies animated in that style are definitely home.
Yeah.
Liberty's Kids.
I never saw it.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Yeah,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
that's a throwback. Yeah.
The Parent Trap with the Olsen twins.
The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan.
Yes, not the Olsen twins. Did I say the Olsen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you knew what you were talking about, but
Yeah. Where you...
Alas.
That's the first time I ever tried... After watching that movie, it's the first time I ever tried peanut butter and Oreos together. And it's actually really good.
Oh, really?
And it's really good.
I've seen that Parent Trap movie
So many times.
probably like 50 times.
See, here's the
And
real
I can't
question.
explain it.
Here's the real question. What is the greatest, and this will be our last question for sure, what is the greatest Disney, or like original Disney Channel movie?
I'm not qualified to answer that.
Because there's a lot of good ones.
Let's see. Let's look up.
Because like when I think of like Holes, Sky High.
Oh, yeah, Sky High. Is that a Disney Channel original movie then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot. The Parent Trap 2, but not the first one. That's nice. Oh, Disney Channel premiere films. Okay.
High School Musical.
Well, of course, yeah. That's the...
I mean, the Halloween Town movies have to be up there.
Okay.
Did you ever see them?
No.
Smart House.
No. Escape to Witch Mountain. I haven't seen that, but I've heard of it.
Johnny Tsunami.
No. I'm not going to have seen any of these except for High School Musical.
The Alley Cat Strikes. Alley Cat Strike. That's a good one.
Okay.
Miracle in Lane Tune. That's a good one. Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. I remember that one. The Luck of the Irish. Do you ever see The Luck of the Irish? Wow.
No. Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior.
That's a good one. Cadet Kelly's a good one.
Cheetah Girls.
That's a good one.
Camp Rock.
That's all right. It's not a good one.
Wizards of Waverly Place.
That's a great one. Kim Possible.
The Sweet Life movie.
Time. You never saw the Sweet Life movie?
No.
That was great.
Phineas and Ferb Across the Second Dimension. I have seen that one. That's a good one, actually.
Xenon Z3 is a good one. Stuck in the Suburbs is a good one.
Descendants.
The Proud Family movie is a good one.
Kim Possible.
That's a good one.
Is it?
Yes. Jump In's good.
The new one?
Yes. No, not the new one. Not the live action one.
That's what I was talking about.
Minutemen's a good one because it's about time travel.
Okay.
Hatching Pete is a good one because it's about them being a mascot. There's another page. Wow. I think these are all the newer ones. Yeah, these are all the newer ones. Tom.
Yeah, now we need to do our monthly Disney Channel original movie
review. So good. If you haven't seen them, they're so good. Holes is fantastic. Holes might be my favorite one.
I've seen Holes,
but
I'm doubtful as to whether that's a Disney Channel original, though.
It is. It really is. And then Halloween Town is really good. All the animated Kim Possible movies are good.
Mm-hmm.
The Phineas and Ferb one is great. Other Me and 13th Year were really good. Smart House was really, really good, but I watched that movie so many times, and it came on so many times that I got burnt out on it. Like, it came on all the time, so we may have to do an episode on that. I may make you watch all of them.
Nice.
So, yeah, I think that's going to do it. I think we are good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything else that you would like to throw out there and add? I think we've covered it all. We went from food to politics to video games to TVs to movies. So, you guys can follow us on Twitter at Dorks Next Door. Take out the E for next. You can follow me on Twitter at I'm Andy York. Follow Jason on Twitter at DNDJason. If you haven't already, make sure you like this live stream and this video. Subscribe. And if you're watching this later, let us know what your favorite Disney Channel original movie is and why it should be Holes. Cadet Kelly is a really, really good one, too. I forgot about that. Anyway.
You've seen a lot. You've got the market cornered on
I do, man.
Disney Channel movies.
That's what happens when you grow up with, like, an older sister when you're young. And so, like, she's got all her friends over, and you're trying to be, like, the cute little brother that hangs out with them. So, like, you have to watch all these movies, and then you end up, like, liking all these movies.
I wouldn't know because I'm the oldest, thank God.
Yeah. So, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video. Do all of that fun stuff. Next week, hopefully, we will do an actual podcast episode if something takes place, if something happens. We're kind of taking a little hiatus, a little break, but we'll definitely
see that movie between now and then.
Yes, definitely go see that movie because it's a fun movie to talk about. It would be a fun episode to talk about. So, but yeah, so that's going to do it for this week's episode, this week's video. We appreciate you guys tuning in and listening and joining us. Next week's going to be a lot of fun if we can get everything worked out. We're probably going to live stream again next week to talk about different stuff, so make sure you're a part of that. Make sure you're there for that. We appreciate you guys joining us and being with us, and we'll talk to you guys next week.